Item 10F, adopt a resolution approving the application for the Proposition 84 statewide park program grant funds for the Lions Field synthetic turf project.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Will Anderson. I'm a staff engineer in the Public Services Department, and I'm here to present the resolution approving the application for Proposition 84 statewide park program grant funds for the Lions Field synthetic turf project. The purpose of tonight's action is for Council to consider adopting a resolution allowing the filing of a grant application to possibly obtain up to $2 million worth of construction funds for the Lions Field synthetic turf project. The project has been presented to Council several times before, but I can present a quick review. The overall intent of the project is to convert the existing natural grass at Lions Field to a synthetic turf to allow additional field usage throughout the year. In April of 2010, Council amended our capital improvement program to include this project and appropriated $200,000 of park in lieu fees to allow for survey and design work for the project. In November of 2010, Council authorized the execution of a design contract with Verde Design to prepare the bid documents, and just a couple months ago in May, we presented the status of the design to Council, as well as potential fundraising efforts to fund the construction of the project. The City Council did state a willingness to possibly allocate up to $1 million worth of park in lieu funds for construction funding, but no official commitments were made at the time. So, staff has started a construction fundraising campaign, and I guess during the design development, our design consultant did notify us that this grant opportunity was available. The city did make a previous application, but was unsuccessful. But this time around, we're cautiously optimistic because we have a better handle on the design of the project, and the state has opened up more monies available through this grant. Staff did submit the application package to the state prior to the July 1st deadline, but part of that application package is a council resolution authorizing that the application be filed, but they will allow a so we can still provide the resolution within a reasonable time frame of the application. By filing this application, there's no cost to the city. There's no local match fund requirements, and there's no application fees. So we believe it's an opportunity worth pursuing, and respectfully request that Council do authorize this resolution. So as far as the next steps, we're thinking for the overall project, we're thinking that we'll come back to Council in September. By that point, we'll have a final design, final cost estimate, and we'll have had more of an opportunity to fundraise. And September could be a decision point in the process, because if the project is constructed this fall, winter, September would kind of be the cutoff point to allow the bidding process and the construction, so we could get the drainage system in place prior to Thanksgiving. And so we could, continue constructing through the winter. But because the grant application notification process won't begin until spring of 2012, that's, I guess, that's where the decision would have to be made farther down the road. But as we've stated throughout the whole process, construction on this project will not commence until we've secured construction funding and we've gotten council approval of the final design. So I'm open to answer any questions council may have.
Any questions of staff? Ken?
I'm just trying to do the math here. We applied for $2 million. We've stated that we have about $1 million in lieu fees. Why did we go in with $2 million? Is that? It seems that if we already had $1 million, why didn't we go in with $1 million, a grant for $1 million? That might be a better chance of getting the money instead of a 2 million amount. And if we only have $1 million and we go into construction in September of this year or fall of this year, and then hope and pray that we get the grant, and we don't get the grant, we're stuck with $1 million to pay for it. And then your last comment, you said that the project will not commence until we have the money. So I'm just trying to say, I'm clear as to how much money we need. I'm not clear as to what our contingency plans are to have money. I know the grant is a good idea, but in case we don't have the grant, how are we going to fund the extra $1 million?
To address your first question, based on technical workshops hosted by the state that were attended by our design consultant, it was their recommendation that we apply for the full project costs. I'm sorry I don't have the rationale behind that, but if you'd like, I could probably further research and report back. But as far as the overall approach, I know one of the hinge points is the fundraising efforts, and maybe I could ask Randy to give an update.
As Will said, that the construction project is $1.5 to $2 million, and we have been talking with the nonprofit organizations, the field users. They have been seeking some grants. There are other sources that staff is pursuing. Our hope would be to be able to come back to you before the decision point and say that we have at least enough funds secured to break ground on the project, looking at the $1.5 million level. Again, remembering that the additional cost was the restroom snack shack piece, which could be added on at any point. It would not have to be part of the initial installation. If we are able to do that, we would be able to come back to you and ask for a construction period this fall. If money is secured through this grant, which we wouldn't find out until later on, it would essentially just reimburse the park and lieu fees, so the $1 million committed would be able to go back. We could start the project, find out that the state is helping to finance it, and then just pay back our own park and lieu fees with that. That would be the hope. And we will continue to pursue some of the other groups. Staff is looking at other grants and also working with some of the groups that do support youth sports fields in the Bay Area. And so, as Will said, we will come back to you in August or September with an update on the rest of the fundraising.
Any other questions of staff? Action?
I'll adopt the resolution.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.